One country on this list has an economy smaller than Italy's, yet it ranks as the third most powerful nation on Earth. Another is a top 5 military power and one of the biggest economies alive, but it didn't even make the top 10. Because real power isn't just about money, and it isn't just about the size of your army. It's a mix of wealth, weapons, alliances, and pure global influence. This ranking comes from the respected US News Wharton study, which surveyed tens of thousands of people and layered in hard economic and military data. Here are the top 10 most powerful countries in the world. Kicking us off at number 10, the United Arab Emirates. And this is the ultimate proof that size doesn't equal strength. The UAE is a small desert nation with a tiny population, yet it punches so far above its weight that it lands in the global top 10. It started with oil, but its real genius was transforming that wealth into something far bigger, turning cities like Dubai and Abu Dhabi into gleaming global hubs of finance, trade, and tourism. Its airlines now connect nearly the entire planet. Its sovereign wealth funds quietly own pieces of major companies all over the world, and its military is so capable that American commanders nicknamed it Little Sparta. From record-breaking skyscrapers to hosting world-changing global summits, the UAE turned sand and oil into serious international influence. At number 9, Saudi Arabia. If the UAE turned its oil money into gleaming global hubs, Saudi Arabia's power flows straight from the raw source itself, oil. As one of the largest oil producers on Earth, the kingdom has its hand on a tap that can move the entire global economy, raising or lowering fuel prices for billions of people. That oil wealth funds massive modernization projects, huge international investments, and deep regional influence across the Middle East. It effectively leads OPEC, the group of oil nations that together decide how much crude flows to the world, and in recent years, it's poured its fortune into sports, tourism, and futuristic megacities designed to reshape its image. As the home of Islam's 2 holiest cities, Saudi Arabia also carries enormous religious and cultural weight across the Muslim world. At number 8, Japan. For decades, Japan has been an economic titan, one of the largest economies on the planet, and a global leader in technology, cars, and innovation. Its cultural influence is staggering too, with anime, video games, and brands adored across the entire world, a soft power few nations can match. There's one fascinating catch. After the Second World War, Japan adopted a pacifist constitution, limiting its military to purely self-defense. Yet its self-defense forces are quietly among the most sophisticated and well-equipped in the world, and the country is a close ally of the United States. So Japan projects immense power through its economy, technology, and culture, all without ever firing a shot. At number 7, France, a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council, giving it veto power over global decisions, France is a genuine heavyweight. It's one of the world's few nuclear-armed nations, with a modern military capable of operating right across the globe. Beyond the hard power, France is a diplomatic giant and a cultural superpower, its language, fashion, food, and art influencing the world for centuries. It still maintains military bases and deep ties across Africa and beyond, a lingering footprint of its own former empire. As a leading voice in the European Union, France helps steer the direction of an entire continent and remains one of the most visited and admired nations on Earth. Cracking the top 6 at number 6, South Korea. And for many, this is the biggest surprise on the whole list. Just decades ago, it was a poor, war-torn nation. Today, it's a technological and cultural powerhouse. Its companies dominate global electronics and shipbuilding, while its culture has conquered the planet, with K-pop and Korean cinema exploding into a worldwide obsession. Facing a hostile neighbor to the north, South Korea also maintains one of the most advanced and powerful militaries in the world. Its capital, Seoul, is one of the most high-tech cities anywhere, and its soft power now rivals that of countries many times its size. From smartphones in your pocket to songs topping the global charts, South Korea's fingerprints are everywhere. Brains, culture, and muscle, all in one remarkable package. At number 5, Germany. This is Europe's economic engine, the largest economy on the continent and one of the biggest on Earth, built on world-famous engineering and exports. When Germany speaks on money and trade, the whole European Union listens. Interestingly, Germany's power is overwhelmingly economic rather than military, a deliberate choice shaped by its history. But make no mistake, its cars, machinery, and industrial goods are prized worldwide, and it remains the anchor holding the entire European economy steady through every storm. As the financial backbone of Europe and a central player in global trade, Germany's influence over the world economy is absolutely immense. Now into the top 4. At number 4, the United Kingdom. Once the largest empire the world had ever seen, Britain remains a global force long after that empire faded. It holds a permanent seat on the UN Security Council, possesses nuclear weapons, and runs one of the world's premier financial centers in London. But its greatest strength today might be soft power. Its language spoken worldwide, its media watched everywhere, and its network of alliances stretching across the globe. London remains a magnet for the world's money. Its universities are among the most respected anywhere, and its intelligence services are some of the sharpest on the planet. The Sunday may have set on the empire, but not on British influence. Now the top 3, the true superpowers, beginning at number 3 with Russia. And here is that shock I promised you. Russia's economy is surprisingly small, smaller than Italy's or Canada's, yet it ranks as the third most powerful nation alive. How? Firepower and fear. Russia controls the largest nuclear arsenal on the entire planet, holds a UN Security Council veto, and sits on vast reserves of oil and gas it can use as a weapon. Its sheer landmass, spanning 11 time zones, and its willingness to project force have kept it at the center of world affairs for generations. It's the clearest proof of all that raw military might and global leverage can matter far more than the size of your bank account. The runner-up, at number 2, China. The rising giant, and the only country truly closing the gap on the top spot. China is the manufacturing heart of the world, the factory that builds much of what you own, with the second largest economy on Earth and the largest navy in the world by number of ships. With a population of 1.4 billion, a rapidly modernizing military, and massive global investment projects stretching across continents, China's power grows every single year. It's also racing ahead in critical fields like artificial intelligence, electric vehicles, and green technology, determined to lead the industries of the future. Many experts believe it's only a matter of time before China challenges directly for the number 1 spot. And the most powerful country in the world is, still, the United States. It sits at the summit through a combination of strengths no other nation can match: the largest economy in human history, by far the biggest military budget on the planet, and unrivaled dominance in technology, from Silicon Valley to Wall Street. On top of that, the US dollar is the currency the entire world runs on, and its culture, its movies, music, and brands reaches into nearly every home on Earth. It leads a vast web of military alliances spanning the globe, maintains hundreds of bases around the world, and sits at the head of nearly every major international institution. Militarily, economically, technologically, and culturally dominant all at once, the United States remains the world's one true superpower. So there you have it, the 10 most powerful nations on Earth. And notice what power really means. It's not just wealth. Russia proved that, sitting at number 3 with a modest economy. And it's not just size either. Remember, India, a top 5 military and one of the biggest economies alive, didn't even crack this top 10. Because power is also about alliances and influence. From oil to armies to culture, each of these nations shapes the world we all live in. Do you agree with the ranking, or did your country get robbed? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this, hit subscribe, because we break down the world exactly like this every single week. And to see the top 10 wealthiest countries on Earth, click the video on your screen right now.